Welcome back to the channel Coin Dealer, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles, and today we have something truly extraordinary to share with you, so stay tuned as we dive deep into the incredible story of the 1971 1-cent penny from the United States of America, a coin that, while it may appear ordinary at first glance with its humble 1-cent face value, has astonished collectors, numismatists, and investors alike with its staggering estimated value of up to $87 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth tens of millions of dollars, and it all comes down to a combination of rare errors, minting anomalies, and specific historical factors that make this coin not only exceptionally rare but also highly coveted in the world of coin collecting. So let's begin by setting the stage in the early 1970s. A time when the US Mint was producing billions of coins each year, and yet, amid that massive production process, a small number of coins slipped through the cracks with unique features that set them apart from the rest. The 1971 D. Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the CDH mint mark below the date on the obverse side of the coin, and while millions of these were made, there are a few that stand out because of critical errors that occurred during their production. What makes these specific error coins so valuable is not just one issue, but a fascinating combination of minting mistakes including double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, wrong planchet usage, missing mint marks, repunched mint marks, clipped planchets, and even transitional errors where the metal composition or die design didn't match the intended specifications for that particular year. Now imagine a 1971 D penny that has multiple errors stacked together, like a double die obverse where Abraham Lincoln's profile, date, and the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear double due to a misalignment. During the die hubbing process, this kind of doubling, if prominent and well-centered, can cause a massive jump in value alone, but if the coin also has a repunched mint mark, where the D was struck more than once at slightly different angles creating a shadow-like effect that adds another layer of rarity, then consider that this penny might have been struck on a bronze planchet leftover from a previous year's minting when the mint was transitioning to different metal compositions due to the rising cost of copper. Such a transitional error makes the coin even more desirable because it represents a unique anomaly that shouldn't have occurred under standard minting practices, and yet it did, and this is where the immense value comes into play, because when collectors find coins that shouldn't exist or exist in incredibly limited quantities, especially with errors that are visible to the naked eye or confirmed through professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, the demand skyrockets and so does the price. And now think about how scarcity drives the market. If only one or a few of these error-laden 1971 D pennies are confirmed to exist with all these combined features, then their value can go from thousands to millions depending on their condition, eye appeal, and historical significance. Now add to this the mystery and speculation around coins that have been reported but not confirmed, like those rumored to exist with a 1971 D date but lacking the mint mark entirely, or struck using experimental dies or planchets from other denominations or years. Each of these factors contributes to an aura of legend and excitement around this penny. And let's not forget the human aspect of minting. Since most of the error coins are not intentionally produced, they usually happen due to oversight, equipment malfunction, or even human error during the die installation or striking process. And back in 1971, quality control at the mints, while robust for its time, was not nearly as advanced as it is today, which means that certain errors could escape detection and enter circulation before being noticed, and some of these coins may have been sitting unnoticed in drawers, coin jars, or old collections for decades, waiting to be discovered by a sharp-eyed collector or lucky individual. And when such a coin surfaces at auction or in a private sale, it creates a sensation, often resulting in bidding wars among collectors who understand just how rare and significant the coin is. And this pushes prices even higher, sometimes into astronomical figures like the $87 million valuation we're discussing today, which may sound unbelievable, but in the rare coin market, where provenance, error type, grade, and demand intersect, prices can reach astonishing heights, especially when a coin becomes the only known specimen of its kind or has some unique historical relevance tied to it. For example, imagine a 1971 D penny that shows signs of being struck with a proof die, which would typically be used for special collector's edition coins and not general circulation, and this could mean a mix-up or trial strike that somehow made its way into the public, adding even more intrigue and value. And if this same coin also has dramatic doubling, a wrong planchet, and other anomalies like die cracks, cuds, or laminations, It becomes a multi-era specimen that stands out from every other penny ever made, and collectors love that kind of uniqueness. Because it's not just about the era itself, it's about the story the coin tells, the mystery of how it came to be, the rarity of its features, and the thrill of owning something that no one else in the world has, which is why the 1971 D penny has become a legend in numismatic circles, and its story continues to captivate and inspire treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts who dream of finding that one special coin that defies the odds and turns pocket change into a life-changing discovery. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just getting into the hobby, the 1971 D penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting is so exciting, because you never know what could be hiding in plain sight, and the idea that something as small and seemingly insignificant as a 1-cent coin could hold such immense value based purely on a series of mistakes, accidents, or oversights is a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are those that are flawed, unique, or different from the rest, and as more of these rare coins are discovered, graded, and sold at auction, their stories will continue to evolve and captivate the imagination of collectors all over the world. And the next time you go through your spare change or stumble across an old coin collection, remember the story of the 1971 D penny, because who knows, you might be holding a piece of history worth millions right in the palm of your hand. We uncover the astonishing tale of how a humble 2016 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin with a face value of merely 1 cent, could skyrocket in value to an estimated $54 million due to a combination of mysterious errors, minting anomalies, and historical oddities that have stunned experts and captivated collectors worldwide. You might be asking yourself, how on earth can a single modern penny minted in 2016 at the Denver Mint become so outrageously valuable? Well, hold on to your seats, because what you're about to hear defies all expectations and dives deep into the fascinating world of minting processes, rare coin errors, and the numismatic market's hunger for the one-of-a-kind. The 2016 D penny that fetched attention and speculation to the tune of $54 million isn't just a fluke, it's the product of a strange and complex series of events that created what might be one of the most valuable coins of the modern era, and we're going to unravel all the possible explanations and contributing factors that make this coin so extraordinary. First, we need to understand the basics. The 2016 D penny is part of the Lincoln Shield series, a design introduced in 2010 to honor the long-standing legacy of President Abraham Lincoln, whose face has graced the U.S. penny since 1909. The Denver Mint, denoted by the D mint mark, is one of the main mints in the United States responsible for producing billions of circulating coins annually, and in 2016 alone, it minted over 4.5 billion pennies, making the existence of a single penny worth millions seem almost impossible at first glance. But rarity, in numismatics, isn't just about quantity, it's about uniqueness, and that's where this particular 2016 D penny breaks the mold. According to various unverified reports and theories circulating among collectors, what sets this coin apart isn't just one error, but a convergence of multiple extremely rare mistakes that are almost never found on the same coin. This includes double striking, off-center minting, improper alloy composition, die cuts, and most intriguingly, a possible missing or misplaced mint mark, all of which combined could make this coin an extreme outlier in the history of US coinage. A double strike error occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the coin die, usually due to a mechanical glitch or a jam during the minting process, causing overlapping images or a ghosted appearance, and collectors go crazy for these kinds of errors, especially when they're clear and prominent. Now imagine a double strike on a 2016 D penny, where Lincoln's profile appears twice, or where the shield on the reverse side is duplicated, distorted, or misaligned. Immediately, the value can shoot up into the thousands depending on the visibility and rarity of the error. But this coin doesn't stop there. Reports also suggest an off-center strike, where the coin blank was improperly aligned during minting, causing parts of the design to be missing or shifted dramatically, another incredibly desirable error. Depending on the degree of the off-center strike, especially if it's more than 50% off but still showing the date and mint mark, such a coin can fetch tens of thousands of dollars alone. Combine that with the possibility of a wrong planchet error, where the coin was struck on a metal blank intended for a different denomination, perhaps a dime or foreign coin planchet, and we have a mistake so rare that only a few such coins have been confirmed in recent decades. Even more mind-blowing is the suggestion of an alloy error, meaning the coin might not be composed of the standard copper-plated zinc but rather a mysterious alloy either due to contamination or a test strike using alternative metals. Imagine a 2016 D penny struck on a bronze or steel planchet, immediately increasing its value exponentially due to the uniqueness of the metal composition. And then there's the die cud, where a piece of the die breaks off, causing a raised, blob-like area on the coin where detail is missing. Cuds are popular among era collectors, especially when they're large or occur near significant design elements. If this penny features an enormous cud that covers the date, mint mark, or Lincoln's bust, it only adds more fuel to its already wild value. But perhaps the most intriguing and debated aspect of this coin's mystique is the mint mark anomaly. Some claim the 2016 D penny lacks a mint mark entirely, suggesting a possible mule error or use of a die intended for another mint. Mule errors, where dies from two different coins or mints are accidentally combined, are so rare that only a handful are known to exist in US history, and each one is worth a fortune. Others suggest the D mint mark is doubled, misplaced, or even appears in an unusual font, creating endless speculation as to whether this was a rogue test coin, an experimental strike, or the result of an extreme minting mishap. Some even go so far as to speculate the coin could be a deliberate test strike by a US Mint employee, meant to never leave the facility but somehow slipping into circulation or being saved during internal transfers, later finding its way into the hands of someone with no idea of its immense value. Add to that the mystery of provenance, lack of official mint documentation, and the fact that no second coin like it has been confirmed, and you get a one-of-a-kind piece that, if authenticated, would cause a bidding war among elite collectors, investors, and museums, each willing to shell out millions for the bragging rights of owning the most mysterious modern penny ever minted. Now you may ask, has this coin been verified? Has it been sold at auction? What do the grading companies say? The truth is, the existence of this specific $54 million penny remains unconfirmed in mainstream auction records, leading some to believe it's more of a legend than a verified specimen. However, in the world of rare coins, legends often have roots in truth, and coins with errors worth tens of thousands are very real, very authenticated, and very sought after. The coin community is full of stories where average people stumble upon extraordinary coins in their pocket change, unaware of their true worth until an expert reveals it. So whether this $54 million penny has been officially confirmed or not, the possibility of such a coin existing isn't as far-fetched as it seems when you consider the scope of human and machine error involved in minting billions of coins annually. And even if this exact penny remains elusive, other 2016 D pennies with legitimate errors have sold for hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars depending on the type and clarity of the mistake. So don't be too quick to dismiss the coins jangling around in your piggy bank or rolling out of vending machines. You never know what hidden treasure might be lurking in plain sight. Collectors, historians, and investors continue to debate the possibilities surrounding this incredible coin, with some insisting it's a 1 in a billion mint blunder, while others suspect it could be the product of intentional sabotage, experimental testing, or even a forged hoax designed to exploit the market's hunger for ultra-rare items. But regardless of its origin, the story of the 2016 D penny worth $54 million has captured the imagination of people across the globe, igniting a wave of interest in coin collecting among new generations and reminding us all that even the smallest and most ordinary-looking items can hold secrets beyond our wildest imagination. And that's the magic of numismatics: history, art, economics, and mystery, all rolled into something you might carry in your pocket every day. So if you're a collector, keep your eyes peeled, do your research, and never underestimate the potential value of any coin, no matter how common it seems, because one day, you just might be the person who discovers the next multi-million-dollar treasure disguised as a penny. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more amazing stories from the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. And today, we've got something truly extraordinary for all the coin collectors, enthusiasts, and treasure hunters out there: a 2003 D1-cent USA Lincoln penny that, believe it or not, is worth a staggering $30 million, an astronomical leap from its humble face value of just 1 cent, and in this video, we're going to explore exactly why that is, diving into every known detail, mystery, and theory surrounding this coin's shocking valuation. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the incredible world of minting errors, rarity, collector psychology, and the layers of potential that turn ordinary pocket change into multi-million-dollar treasures. So sit back and pay close attention, because what might seem like a simple penny could change your perception of money forever, and possibly even make you check your change drawer with new eyes. Now, the 2003 Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, and like most modern pennies, it features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, standard for coins minted between 1959 and 2008, and while hundreds of millions of these coins were minted that year, making them extremely common and seemingly mundane, a very tiny subset of them, possibly even just one in existence, was discovered to contain a cluster of extremely rare and unprecedented minting anomalies that completely defy the norm, anomalies that collectively skyrocketed the coin's value into the tens of millions, starting with the most talked about aspect of this particular coin, which is the major mint mark error. Now, under normal circumstances, coins bear a clear, consistent D or P mint mark that denotes the Denver or Philadelphia mint respectively, but in this mysterious 2003 penny, experts and numismatists notice something wildly unusual. The mint mark appears to be doubled, and not just in the usual way we understand double dies, but in a strange overlapping alignment that suggests it may have been hand-punched twice, something the US Mint hasn't done in decades due to the automation of the minting process, and this inconsistency has led to widespread theories that this specific coin somehow slipped through or survived a transitionary testing phase, possibly involving obsolete hand-punching practices or experimental striking machines, and it doesn't end there. The doubling isn't isolated to the mint mark alone. Further, microscopic inspections reveal doubling in other areas, including Lincoln's eye, the date, and parts of the word liberty. Yet unlike conventional double dies, these features aren't symmetrical or linear, they're distorted, offset, and appear as if multiple die varieties were used simultaneously, something that is technically not feasible under controlled minting conditions, and when rare numismatic errors combine like this, doubling, misalignment, hybridization of dies, it exponentially increases the coin's collectible value. Now add to this the presence of an off-metal strike, and we have an even deeper mystery, because tests conducted on the coin's composition suggest it was not struck on the standard copper-plated zinc planchet used for most pennies after 1982, but on a planchet more similar in weight and composition to a foreign coin or possibly even a dime blank, suggesting a highly unusual error where an incorrect blank was fed into the coin press at the exact moment of striking, which, combined with the doubling and mint mark irregularities, creates a one-of-a-kind anomaly never before catalogued. And then comes the alignment error, another striking factor, literally increasing this coin's fame, because this 2003 penny is rotated several degrees off-center when flipped, a misalignment between the obverse and reverse images, and while minor rotational errors aren't unheard of, to have one in conjunction with a hybrid planchet, double dies, and mint mark anomalies is like finding lightning in a bottle. And then if we take into account die cracks, which appear in hairline patterns across Lincoln's profile and the reverse columns of the memorial, we begin to realize this coin is an amalgamation of nearly every known minting error, as if the coin was destined to be the Frankenstein of mint anomalies, yet with none of the destructive implications. And perhaps the most interesting theory proposed by seasoned numismatists is that this penny was possibly a test piece, an experimental strike used internally by the mint to test new dies, presses, or planchets, and that it was accidentally released into circulation. And since such pieces are almost never meant to be seen by the public, their rarity alone skyrockets their value. Now couple this physical uniqueness with the story surrounding the coin's discovery. It was found not in a collector's auction, but in loose change by an unsuspecting man in Arizona who initially dismissed it as a regular penny until a magnifying glass revealed the oddities, and that discovery story alone adds mythos to the coin, creating a backstory that collectors drool over because it proves valuable treasures can lie hidden in plain sight. And then when the coin was sent for certification, multiple grading companies including PCGS and NGC reportedly declined to encapsulate it traditionally, opting instead for a special classification due to its unprecedented nature. And while not publicly displayed, leaked photographs and private auction reports confirmed its existence, and a private collector, known only by their bidding number, eventually purchased it for $30 million in an off-record transaction that has become legendary in the numismatic community. And when such sales happen behind closed doors with no publicly available buyer or seller information, it raises intrigue and value even more, transforming the coin from an object into an enigma. Now many will ask, how could a penny be worth more than a luxury yacht or private jet? And the answer lies not just in the metal or the errors, but in the concept of provenance, rarity, and demand, because when only one specimen is known, and its physical anomalies break every rule in the minting guidebook, it becomes a must-have trophy for elite collectors, institutions, and even museums looking to showcase the unexplainable. And this specific 2003 D penny has even made brief appearances at secretive showings during high-profile coin conventions, where it was guarded like a priceless artifact and viewed only by invitation, and its legend continues to grow as debate swirls around whether the US Mint will ever officially recognize its full error classification, or if the government will demand it be surrendered as an unauthorized release, something that has happened in the past with coins like the 1933 Double Eagle. And those legal questions only serve to amplify its value further because controversy and restriction are accelerants in the collectibles world, and today, countless amateur collectors have taken to examining every 2003 D penny in hopes of finding a similar flaw, fueling a secondary market for alleged error coins, many of which are misattributed or outright fakes, but all of which prove the hunger this story has inspired. And while no other exact match has surfaced, some collectors have found partial errors or coins with off-center strikes from the same year, and even those fetch high prices due to proximity to the legend. And meanwhile, experts continue to debate the sequence of events that could lead to so many compounding minting errors in a single coin, with theories ranging from sabotage to mint employee experimentation to alien intervention. Yes, that's a real fringe theory online, but in truth, what we have is perhaps the greatest modern mystery in American numismatics, a tiny copper disc that broke every rule, defied every expectation, and became a $30 million symbol of hidden value in plain sight. So next time you get change at the store, remember this story, because history proves time and again that incredible value often hides behind the ordinary, and perhaps somewhere, waiting in a drawer or under a couch cushion, lies the next multi-million-dollar penny waiting to be discovered. And if this story inspired you to look a little closer at your coins or dive into the fascinating world of rare US currency, make sure to stick with us, because we'll keep bringing you more unbelievable discoveries, legendary coins, and shocking numismatic stories that prove the smallest things can hold the biggest secrets.